Hi everyone, my name is Adrina and I'm here to present you guys all what I have learned this whole semester, and hopefully you guys can learn from this too, and this one can be beneficial for you guys. So good morning, and today I'll take you through a critical look at Meta's platform, formerly of the Facebook, and its operation in India. We'll examine how Meta, not just as a tech giant, but as a multinational corporation shaping national economies, societies, and policies in the 21st century. So let me begin by giving you a quick overview of multinational corporation or MNCs have evolved alongside global markets. Hold on, I'm gonna show you the PPT. How to share screen this one. Yep. So this is the course Multinational Corporation, Global Strategy and Social Responsibility. And my name, as I mentioned before, Adrina Gil Mampuk 2702381950. And okay, before we enter to the more about MNCs, I hope you guys also can learn about how MNC could be like now. So very first, we know there was the golden age to the 21st century global markets expanding, and then continuing US and Europe were the key players in global trade, and also the rise of multinational companies, MNCs like Amazon, Apple, NVIDIA, and etc. Also, importance of government policies in shaping trade. Also, we have China's rise in global trade, tech and manufacturing. You know there is like Huawei, Alibaba, and also two key economic models controlled now by China and a liberal US, and also MNCs influencing global policies and economies, rising ethical concern. Um, yep. Following the World War II, sorry, before, um, economy is called the Golden Age. The Golden Age. Um, sorry, okay. Economy is called by the Golden Age of capitalism. During this period, international trade liberal rapidly and global markets begin to integrate at an unexpected scale with advances in transportation, communication. Companies could now think beyond borders, paving the way of modern MNCs. Okay. Yeah. This is what the MNC I chose. It's Meta platform. We all know there we're all using Instagram, WhatsApp, Messengers, Facebook, and Threads. So we start the broader global picture. Since the golden age of capitalism, the expansion of the global market has led to the rise of multinational companies like Meta, Amazon, and Apple. The US and Europe dominate trade, but over the time, emerging economies like China and India became central. Government policies played a crucial role in this shift, and MNCs now influence not just markets, but also political and ethical decisions. So, Meta exemplifies a digital era MNCs that influence how people connect, communicate, and access information across border, while also driving new business models in social media, digital advertising, and virtual platform. This is the specific country that I chose to analyze, India. Meta Platform Inc. is one of the world's largest tech MNCs with over 500 million users in India alone, its biggest market. As Meta grows in India, it must follow strict rules at the 2021 IT guidelines. You can also check in the internet, but which are require the company to manage content, store data locally, and respond to government concern. This show how global tech companies now have to balance business goals with the local law and public responsibility. In India, Meta must operate not only as a business but as a negotiator between global ambitions and national digital control. So what I'm trying to say in here in India, so India is not just a market for Meta, but also providing ground for global digital giants yeah, like Meta. It's not only business but also providing ground. What is that? It's about how Meta can navigate sovereignty, scale, and also social impact, one of the most important of these MNCs. Next slide. Okay, this is what I will share for our presentation in this whole time. So we will analyze the meta concept in India with the theory of six analyze. So first we have motive expansion of John Dining. The, So, yep, there are five motifs. Yep. First is market seeker. India surpassed the US as Meta largest market with over 500 million users from Statista 2023, reflects Meta's response to saturate user growth in Western markets. But however, India's ARPU is only $2.1 compared to dollar 558 in the US, highlighting a volume of profitability and dilemma. Second one is resource seeker. While not physical researchers, user data is meta score digital resource India generates massive behavior and consumption data. Yet India Personal's Data Protection Act limit cross-border data transfer and directly challenging meta global data. Also, third is efficiency seeker. India provides low-cost labor, especially in tech and moderation. Meta's hybrid campus, one of its largest globally, hosts content moderation for Asia Pacific. However, moderation in India is under political pressures, especially post 2021 IT rules, reducing operational freedom. Strategic asset seeker. In 2020, Meta invests $5.7 billion in Reliance Jio, India's biggest telecom. This gives Meta access to local e-commerce infrastructure, mobile networks, and digital payment, a key strategic assets for future integration like WhatsApp Pay. 5. Strategic alliances. The Geo deal also reflects Meta push for deeper market integration through alliances. Next, we can analyze with the Olive framework. The first one, we have ownership advantage. Meta brings strong prosperity platforms including WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, which supported by advanced AI for at targeting and content curation. In 2024, Meta launched Llama 3, its new open source AI model, also this basically AI also, and expand WhatsApp Pay in India, reinforcing its position with innovation driven of ownership assets that attracts regulators and market alike. Meta's ownership advantage stems from its prosperity platforms at log algorithms and data science capabilities that are difficult to replicate. In India, its brand and product network it give it unmatched user stickiness. Its location advantage number two with 860 plus million internet users in 2025 and platforms like digital public infrastructure and ONDC, India offers massive scale and ecosystem opportunities. Meta's alliances with GeoMart reflect strategic alignment with India's digital market trends. However, initiatives like the IT rules 2021, data protection 2023, and add compliance layers to its location-based strategy. Also, the third is I stands for internalization advantage. Meta has depended its in-house presence via Meta India Ltd, focusing on compliance and localization in 2024, it strengthened its local data storage capabilities and implemented region-specific policies, including language-based AI moderation tools, aligned internal governance, and India's Personal Data Protection Act. Okay, before actually our next agenda is about global production network, but before we learn about global production network, I just want to mention you guys have to see um also acknowledge the value change or the support activity and primary activity. I already make this and you guys can see what indicate the supporting activities and what are indicate the primary activities. I just want to explain a little bit to you guys. So if the firm infrastructure is on, so the human resource management also will no will develop and continuing with the about technology development. All right. So basically, this is the global production networks. And yes, Meta in India, Meta Production Network in India is touch all values chain components in inbound logistic. The company hires Indian consultant, researchers, and tech developers, and and in operations occur in cities like Gurugram and Hyderabad, where teams manage back system managed back system. Outbound logistic include server access, content delivery networks, and collaboration with telcos like Geo and ITEL. In marketing and sales, Meta adapts campaigns to local language and festival. Services include Meta Verified Creator tools, WhatsApp apps, and SME digital clinics. In supporting activities, for it's about infrastructure is big data backed by data centers and Indian cloud networks, HR management, support local tech, training and diversity program, also tech development spans Indic language and LP, while procurement involves buying banded local research and campaign placement services. So basically these two items global production network and regional institution is showing us how these two could balance with the bargaining and cooperation. That's why Meta is in here. Meta is for how to bargain with this regional factors and global factors. So what when they have the same exact interest, they could create a mutual interest that can help the MNCs to grow and help also the region to grow. Next, we have the Porter's diamond theory. This we have chance, firm strategy, factor condition, demand condition related and supporting in this industries and government. Chance itu random events, natural disasters, scientific break, through terrorist attack, truths, um, and also the last one is terrorist attack. And also firm strategy, structure and rivalry. First is company strategies, second structure of the organizations, and third is managerial system, and fourth is intense competition between local rivals. Also, factor conditions, natural resources, human resources, and capital resources, infrastructure, scientific knowledge, and technological innovations. And also demand conditions, size of the domestic market, sophisticated and demanding domestic customers, and customers need that anticipate those elsewhere. Also related supporting industries. Um, First is presence of competitive related and supporting industries. Also domestic domestic suppliers that are strong, global players themselves, and also government policies, also industry regulation, government role as a catalyst and a challenger. Maybe this government policies is means that initiatives like Digital India, data localization law draft, and privacy regulation all influence how Meta stores and handles user data. Industry regulation means that India's IT rules require content moderation, grievance officer, and compliance reports. So these are to forcing Meta to adjust policies with the government. Also, government role as a catalyst and challenger. While the government helps drive digital growth, it also challenges Meta with crackdowns on hate speech, misinformation, and control of digital space. It's from the Brewing 2024. So we also have five Porter forces. So first one is threat for the new entrants. Sorry for this, but despite India's thriving tech scene, entering meta space is to high data infrastructure needs regulatory compliance like India's IT rules 2021 and trust building costs. Also, local platforms like as a Twitter have tried, but scale and capital requirements limit new entrants. Regaining power of buyers. Number two, Indian users enjoy free access to platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, but growing digital literacy and privacy concerns have made consumers more aware. This forced Meta to improve transparency and customization to retain users, especially as Telegram and Signal gain um, traction. And third is bargaining power of suppliers. Meta depends on local telecoms, example Jio and Airtel, for last mile delivery, of internet services. While partnership exists, Indian telecoms have bargaining leverage, negotiations, zero agreement, na internet bundling, and digital access. So third threat of substitutes. India consumers increasingly turn to TikTok clones like MOG, MX, Taka before being merged, or YouTube Shorts as entertainment alternatives. WhatsApp faces competitions from Telegram and Google Messages, pressuring Meta to add features like UPI integration and regional language support. Industrial rivalry. Um, Meta faces intense rival from Google, YouTube, and ShareChat and Snapchat, all vying for users' attentions and ad revenue. India's price sensitive ad market and the battle for ruler and tier 2 to tier 3 user base fuel competitive strategies including massive localization and campaigns. So, yep, this is the last slide, I guess. Um, it's not the last slide, but it's the last topic that I can share to you is about business model sustainability. This is the analysis from the Meta. First is value proportion is I want to you guys to also acknowledge that value proportion and value capture is what's inside the analysis and what external is value delivery and value creation. First is value proportion profit. Meta India pause core in gross at revenue FY24 up to 24% year on year. Click to WhatsApp. Actually, it is so many to read, but I'll just gonna share to you this, and I hope you guys can read and pause it on yes on your home. But I think most important is how value proposition and value captures and value delivery and creation can balance with the social adjustment in the region or the host country. So yes, I think I'm running out of time, but I'll just next to the slide. This is my further questions that I want to ask for the next time. First, if digital ecosystems like Meta begin shaping not only markets but social behavior, elections, and educations in India, who will truly govern the public sphere at the state of or the algorithm? And second is, can India still claim digital sovereignty when its core communication, payment, and commerce infrastructures are owned and optimized for the profit of foreign MNC? As Meta continues expanding its AI and metaverse ambitions within India's social and economic fabric, what safeguard exists to prevent irreversible cultural homologation or digital dependency?